Always, I want to talk about something that CG kind of slipped into this last update that I'm not sure I love the precedent that it sets for the future of datacron farming, especially for those that are free to play and kind of seeking after the best datacron they can, especially for those that or maybe not even free to play, but just low spenders that try to get the best datacrons they can. And so with this update, we got a couple of what they're calling bug fixes. One of them was an issue with Moff Gideon's datacron where it was causing an infinite turn meter loop. I guess I get that. I mean, I thought his was just gonna be strong for a while and that it'd be kind of fine. There was obviously ways around it, so it wasn't like it was not beatable. And then they fixed the Rolo thing, which is not datacron related, but we kind of expected this to happen. And if you didn't expect this to happen, I'm sorry, but we kind of knew this was going to happen. They didn't want Rolo Sana beating GL Leia. But they fixed this infinite loop, they're calling it, with Ethkoth's datacron, where a Galactic Republic Jedi ally gains foresight whenever they didn't already have it, would get turn meter and health protection recovery. This phrasing is really weird here, but I believe what they're saying is that they were getting too much health and protection recovery when they were getting foresight. But let's hop in a game and I'll show you what it actually does. And spoiler alert, it makes it so it just doesn't work. I showed this in one of my most recent videos where I showed that this comp was beating SLKR pretty easily, and I was using this in Territory Wars, and you'll see that now with the new changes, same thing, they're kind of like hard programmed to go after Yoda. We'll go with Anakin here, try to attack and kill some people, but you'll see pretty quickly here that we're just not gaining foresight, basically. And so we are going to get wiped out pretty quickly because we're not getting the foresight or the protection recovery like we had been getting previously. I mean, and basically as soon as this all comes out, we'll start getting wiped out. And I mean, we can still do okay. It's not like we can't win, but this was such an easy battle for me previously. I was winning with, I haven't changed my mod since then. I really haven't done anything differently, but it seems like they just hard nerfed this datacron. And I understand it was causing issues under what's his face, Keller and Beck lead and Territory Wars, where people were having a really hard time getting through it, but they don't see them nerfing the Great Mother's Cron at all. But they'll nerf the one that's accessible to the people that bought the Lightspeed bundle, and I don't love how it feels, honestly. It's a hard nerf to this datacron. I'm not able to beat GLs with it anymore. It's certainly decreasing the value of it, and I got kind of lucky and got it pretty early on in my farms, and so got it pretty quickly. But I know there's people in my guild that's, after I made that video, went out and got this and maybe even spent money re-rolling their datacrons, or at least spent time and energy refreshing their datacrons trying to get this datacron because they wanted the GL counter. And so what do I expect from CG? Okay, here's what I would like. One, if you're investigating something, tell us about it. They told us about this change that they were thinking about with the Rolo datacron, right? They told us weeks ago that they were looking into this. And so I think a lot of people didn't go after this and start looking for it because they knew that, hey, this is something that CG is looking into and that CG might change in the future. We didn't hear anything about this, and so I told people, and now I gotta go and amend those videos, or maybe I'm probably just gonna private them at this point because it's not accurate information anymore. And so for me, I don't want to tell people about it, or for people to see those videos and think, oh, I need to go get this Ethkoth datacron, because now that datacron it's still fine if you have a Keller and Beck team to put it in, or in 5v5 now that we're going back to Qui-Gon, it's probably going to be decent in a Qui-Gon Jyn Omicron team, but it's not going to be a GL killer like it was. It's not going to be able to be used without the Omicrons. And so it's just really disappointing. And I don't love that this just kind of came out of nowhere and doesn't even seem to make sense. This phrasing, I just feel like it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not very clear on what they're trying to patch here, because it's not an infinite loop at all, at least not in the way that I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I wanted to open up the question to you guys on this, because I don't think I'm a huge fan of this, where they nerf datacrons that are accessible to people like this and like the Moff Gideon one, but then they just leave datacrons like the Great Mother's one, where it's quite unbeatable in territory wars. I mean, it is beatable, but it's just extremely difficult. Whereas these two, they weren't not beatable. We had ways of getting around them. It wasn't like they were unbeatable. But no. For the people that wail for their newest characters, they're gonna just leave and let people have that broken datacron. I don't love how that feels. That's a hard pill to swallow. And I don't like to be the guy who just harps on CG and says everything's bad, but this just doesn't feel great and doesn't feel good for the people that went and farmed this and went out of their way to get this datacron. But I want to open up the question to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's okay for them to nerf datacrons when they get broken like this? Do you think that they should just communicate better and then do it? Do you think that they should nerf datacrons in general that are broken, including the ones that they have from marquee events and stuff? I don't know. This is a quick video. I just wanted to get this out. It's 3 in the morning as I'm recording this, so I'm exhausted, but I was just doing this testing and it's just bothering me that it's so much weaker now than it was previously. And so let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I love you guys. Take care and peace.